Here at the Emerald Pool in Canyonlands National Park. It's a glorious day. I'm so excited. I am in Zion's National Park in Utah, southern Utah, and it's just north really of Sedona and just south of Upheaval Dome and Canyonlands National Park. And the reason I'm here is I'm in between the two major vortexes, and coming out of Sedona, the next major vortex is Upheaval Dome, like I've talked about. So I got the call, like I usually do, and my guides and the UTs are going, you gotta go to Zion's, you gotta go to southern Utah. And for me, I was born and raised in Utah, and so this is my backyard. The Red Rocks are my land, and especially Moab and stuff. And I've been to Zion's, you know, probably a half dozen times. But they said, you have to come back now. There's something very important to download here. And so as I slept just outside of here last night, I realized that this is another one of the locations for one of the communities, because they're going to be covering the whole Southwest. Arizona, New Mexico, southern Utah, Colorado, those are all the first contact location points. And so one of the important things for me, and I feel for all of us as we're getting called towards contact, but more so just called towards awakening to ourselves and connecting to deeper parts of ourselves, is knowing our territory. And I've realized that my territory is this Southwest area. And Bethan, my friend in Glastonbury, she helped teach me that, because I look at her pictures and I watch her videos, and she knows her land. She knows her forests, she knows her streams, her lakes. She knows all of the sacred places and all of the energies of that land. And so I realized, well, I gotta break out of Sedona, and I gotta go back to my roots and connect with southern Utah. And because I just felt this calling, it's understand the lay of the land, understand the ley lines. And so that's what I'm doing here. And it's interesting too, because in all of these locations that we're called to, these sacred sites around the world, we all have parallel incarnations in these places. So we have past lives as Native Americans, you know, in this territory, Incas in South America, Druids in Glastonbury. We know the land not only from this incarnation, but other incarnations that have made contact, as well as, for me, ancestrally, my ancestors, my great-grandfather was a Ute medicine man, and so this is his land, so even the ancestral lineage is within me. And so understanding our territory, even if it's a short-term thing, you know, maybe you're just in Denver, Colorado, or maybe you're in some city somewhere in the world, it's like, know that city, you know? It doesn't matter where you are in the world, or if you're in that place that calls to you quite yet. The idea is to know that place, and to know that place is to know yourself, because if you're in that place, there's a part of yourself that you're integrating. And so getting to that next depth with it is such a beautiful process. And I'm so happy that I found, usually I hike the Narrows, which is a 16-mile hike, but you have to get dropped off, and I'm here alone. So I found another makeshift tunnel of the Red Rocks to show you guys. Do you see what I'm seeing right here? It's so beautiful. It's all pink and salmon and light orange and white, and it's just a magical place right here outside of Bryce Canyon. And this totally encompasses the essence of what I've been feeling here in southern Utah, which is this etheric, regenerative, soothing, cooling kind of oasis energetically in the desert. And I've been feeling it in Zion National Park, and also here and the whole way through, and this very angelic diaphanous presence, and it's reflected in the rocks, in the geography, which we see most of the time, and even this very common rock here, selenite, found here in southern Utah. I mean, look at it, and it transmutes, and people have used it through the ages to see through dimensions, and so it's very symbolic of the energy here. The thing that is beautiful about it is that it's the in-between. You've got the vortexes that are super powerful with the energy going up in Moab, in Upheaval Dome, and in Sedona. And as those ripples of energy come out towards each other and they collide, I feel like they collide right here in this southern Utah territory, and in this convergence it creates this opening, this gap for the energy to actually come down more like a chakra point, and for this dimensional gate of etheric, the counterbalance to the vortexes, which would be more of a soothing, embracing presence rather than an intense, transformative presence. And so just like with different kinds of plant medicine, such as dandelion or thistle, that supports the body, that was designed to support the human body for cleansing and regenerate all the organs, there's different places on earth that regenerate. And I like the interplay between the intensity of Sedona and Moab and the regeneration that can happen here. In coming to this region, as in Sedona, the Native Americans didn't live in these places. They didn't live in these red rocks. They thought it as sacred land, and they only used it for ritual or for going to the hill or vision quests and types of things like that. And even in Zion National Park, the Native Americans didn't live there. They only came in there for ritual. So I've had a major self-inquiry as to why I get to live in these sacred places, and I live in the middle of the Cathedral Vortex. And one, I would say, is that in this age of transformation and in this age of awakening, it's a quick window. We gotta boost it up quickly. And I think that we need everything we got. We gotta put sticks up our ass and fire just to get going, you know? And so I think that these places are helping the transformation. So even though in a long-term setting, you wouldn't wanna live there, I think that we need to for the transformation, as well as these places represent our fifth dimensional selves. So I mean, the Native Americans were so connected and so integrative, and it might be that we might be even going to a deeper, more expanded place, and these places are the fifth dimension. So I think that that's one of the reasons that why we're meant to integrate with these energies as well. The other message that came to me about why we can live in these places now under proper settings is because these places are meant for sacred ritual and for sacred ceremony. And what we're doing is changing and transitioning our everyday life, our every moment, to sacred ritual. And so that's one of the reminders when living in these places, is that it's every moment. It's not just on a full moon. It's not just, you know, for some initiation. It's in every moment we're being asked to live and see life through sacred eyes. And I feel like that's my big reason, at least, as to why to live in these places, or more so have that reflection. So it's pretty interesting. And I want to give you a little tour of this place because it's just so magical. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching my little southern tour. I didn't even know that I would be going on it, but I got the call, and so of course I answered and have gone on this little journey. And even in this journey, I remembered that one of the things that I loved and wanted more than anything when I was a kid was to be a National Geographic journalist and to travel the world and find these amazing places. And so this is fun because this is actually the fulfillment of my passion and the expression that you just do it. You just freaking go to the places and you just film yourself, because that's all that you're really wanting to do anyways, is just capture that vibration and have that experience. So I'm really grateful for you watching and enjoying my journey and enjoying my expression of my passion, and I'm excited to hear about yours.